We were off on our first trip into Italian wine country before the Wine Media Conference in Lombardia. Expansive views of the landscape to the south fan out before us one moment, followed by peaks into tiny valleys tucked in between the hills as the road hairpins back upon itself. We turned down a steep driveway into a property called Martinì Col di Paste. As we pull down the driveway, a magnificent little valley opens in front of us. It was picture postcard perfect. This was our destination, the valley of the Moscato di Scanzo DOCG.
Moscato di Scanzo. So we start our day here, dove è Ippolita. This is Ippolita, my vice-presidente, and this is her home. So we start with a little bit of sparkling wine, and we have then a tour. But I have to present you our manager, Davide Casati.
You're welcome.
And all the explication, sorry, my English is not perfect. And we have Federico Bovarini, our ambassador, and Therese, who can explain in the best way for you all our history.
Because both of us were professional sommeliers and official wine tasters as well. And we collaborate with the consortium, and we thought it would be a great spot to start on because we want you to see the nature, the landscape, from where it's produced, because then you realize more what you have in your glasses afterwards. We're a bit late, so we thought we'd do this a little bit quicker. So we're going to start with some sparkling wines here, and I will explain the territory for you. Then we would take a quick walk to get a better sight to see also the wines. Then from there, we're going to walk 5 minutes more, and then the bus will come and pick us up. Then we go and have something to eat while we taste 8 different types of Moscato. And but it's important for you to see the landscape first. So let's toast for you and to welcome you for being here. Metodo Martinotti, that's made with Moscato di Scanzo. Yes, so you can try it in that version. And then we have Chardonnay, also the Charmat method. And then we have from one of the producers that makes Moscato here, as also vineyards in Franciacorta. So that's made with champagne method in 34 months on lease. And then we have beer that's made also with Moscato di Scanzo. So the thing to start with. So let's open up the bottles. Apri. Which one? This one? The Chardonnay? Yeah. That's it. There you go.
Anyone for the beer? Made with Moscato di Scanzo.
Comincia a servirlo.
Sono diversi.
Sì, quelli che ho aperto io adesso.
Moscato di Scanzo? Metodo Martinotti. It's a method of work like a Prosecco.
Cheers! And welcome to Scanzo Rochate. Salute a voi. Salute. Grazie. It's traditional of Italy.
So since we're all lovers of wine and everywhere we go for good wines, we always see the scenery. The more beautiful the place, the better the wine is. And this is not an exception of that rule because it's so beautiful here as you can see. It's wine goes together with passion, geography, and history. And since we're in Italy, of course, history is a big part of wine. This area has been populated since more than 3,000 years. And it's actually 100 years before Christ. Julius Caesar also had a centurion here named Scanti. That's where we come the name from, the Scanzo. So, and of course, they've been growing wine forever here. If you talk with producers here, like, so when did they start to grow wines here? Forever. So it's like always been doing this. And it's always more or less been the Moscato. There's always been known to being very precious here. And this territory used to be divided in 5 hamlets. And now it's unified all together as one. That's Scanzo Rochate. And the 3 other hamlets, the Tribolina, Rochate, and Scanzo, is the 3 regions where you would do the Moscato. And you can actually see they're all 3 from here, because this used to be the smallest DOCG territory in all of Italy. Now it's the 2nd smallest, but still it's only 31 hectares. And you can see it all here. The first region here is the Tribolina, which is the biggest one. Then you have, in the middle part, you have the Rochate.
If you want to come here, you can
Yes, you can see it better.
panorama.
And at the far end was where the hill ends, that's the Scanzo. And the beautiful thing here, of course, that even though it's such a small area, the exposure changes. And you see the variation in height changes. That means that wherever I am and wherever I grow my wine, what I have in my glass would change. And not only, this territory is very unique for its soil. It has a very unique soil rock that here they call the sas de luna, which translate means the moon rock, or the rock from the moon. And it's, you can say easy, like to make it easier to say that it's a mixture between limestone and marl. And then you also have different percentages of that rock all through the territory, and it's also mixed with clay. And we're going to see it while we walk, because this rock is very particular, because when it's underneath the surface of the soil, it's hard. It's really, really hard. When it comes up to the surface in contact with oxygen, it easily crumbles. So of course that also changes where I grow my vine. And the percentage of this rock varies. And so that you can also sense in your glass, because it differs the minerality and other components in both in my nose and in my mouth, on my palate. So you're going to have the fortune today of trying 8 different Moscatos, and you can easily tell the difference. And that's the wonderful thing with this small territory, that the wine is so different. Of course, we do the passimento method, but we're going to talk about that on our next stop. And not only this rock, since it's so hard, where it's high concentration of this soil, it's even hard for the roots of the vine to go down. So when you plant new vines, normally you harvest after 3 or 4 years, but here in some cases you have to wait the double the time. Okay, so let's toast to that, and then in a few minutes we're going to start our walk.
Grazie.